Senior High School Curriculum. The Senior High School (SHS) program, established under Republic Act 10533, aims to prepare learners for higher education, employment, entrepreneurship, and middle-level skills development. It fosters core values and lifelong competencies to enable meaningful contributions to society. Since its full implementation in 2016, however, the program has faced persistent challenges, including insufficient infrastructure, a shortage of specialized teachers, and weak industry partnerships. Reviews indicate that the curriculum is fragmented, overloaded with subjects, offers limited elective options, and lacks sufficient instructional time. Despite the aspirations of the K-12 basic education program, persistent challenges have limited its success in delivering intended learning outcomes, particularly at the SHS level. National and international assessments, including PISA and SEAPLM, have shown no significant improvement in Filipino learners' performance. Alarmingly, research and public perception suggest that SHS graduates are no better positioned for employment than their junior high school counterparts. Only 41% of Filipinos express satisfaction with SHS, citing concerns about its effectiveness in preparing learners for higher education or the workplace. Further compounding these challenges is the observed misalignment between curricular expectations and learners' actual capabilities, which is highlighted in an ACTRC study that found nearly half of SHS teachers unable to cover even half of the prescribed competencies due to time constraints and unrealistic curriculum loads. While it is designed to offer 4 exits: higher education, middle-level skills development, employment, or entrepreneurship, studies show that learners often struggle to transition smoothly into these post-SHS destinations. College readiness remains a concern, with some SHS graduates lacking foundational literacy and numeracy skills. To address these complex and interlinked issues, the Department of Education commissioned a comprehensive 3-volume curriculum review through the Assessment, Curriculum, and Technology Research Center, ACTRC, completed in 2024 and released in 2025. Drawing on international benchmarks and stakeholder consultations, the study recommended a number of key reforms. Together, these insights form the basis of the proposed senior high school reform, a more coherent, streamlined, and outcomes-driven curriculum designed to restore confidence in SHS and ensure that it delivers on its promise to prepare Filipino learners for success in higher education, the workforce, and lifelong learning. Features of the strengthened SHS curriculum. 1. Reduction of tracks from 4 to 2. The current structure of the SHS program originally includes 4 tracks: academic, technical vocational livelihood, TVL, arts and design, and sports. Considering national directives and the review of the SHS program, however, these tracks shall be streamlined into 2 main educational pathways: the academic track and the technical professional track, a shift that aligns more closely with global practices. The technical professional track continues to offer practical, industry-relevant skills training and is positioned as a viable, prestigious, and future-ready option alongside the academic track. 2. Reduction of required subjects. As part of the SHS curriculum refinement, the number of required subjects has been significantly reduced through the streamlining of core subjects, academic electives, and tech pro electives. Learners will now be required to complete about 7 to 23 subjects, 5 core subjects, and at least 9 electives for the academic track, or at least 2 tech pro electives plus work immersion for the technical professional track. 3. Replacement of strands with clusters of electives. Strands shall be removed in the revised SHS program to promote greater flexibility and learner choice. Electives are grouped into thematic clusters like arts, STEM, business, or health, allowing learners to explore subjects that match their interests or future careers. 4. Introduction of the doorway option. The revised SHS curriculum introduces a doorway option, allowing learners to take 1 to 2 elective subjects from the other track. This promotes cross-track mobility and interdisciplinary learning. It recognizes that interests and aptitudes may evolve and empowers learners to customize their SHS experience. 5. Revised time allotment per subject. The time allotment per subject has been adjusted. Core is equal to 160 hours every school year. Academic electives have 80 hours every semester. Tech Pro electives is 320 hours per year or semester. This adjustment allows for deeper, more meaningful learning experiences. 6. Extension of work immersion. Work immersion hours have been increased from 80 to 320 hours to 320 to 640 hours to provide more real-world, hands-on experiences, especially for learners in the technical professional track. Academic learners may opt for field experience electives in place of immersion. 7. Revised course subjects. The course subjects have been reduced and redesigned to foster deep learning. Effective communication, English and Filipino, general mathematics, general science, life and career skills, and pag-araling kasaysayan at Lipunang Filipino. 8. Strengthening of transversal, 21st century skills. All subjects now explicitly develop skills such as collaboration, problem solving, ethical reasoning, communication, and digital literacy. These transversal skills are vital in both academic and work environments. Here are the most frequently asked questions for you to be guided with the new strengthened senior high school curriculum. 1. Why is the SHS curriculum being revised? The SHS curriculum is being revised because of persistent issues found in its implementation. These include too many subjects, overlapping content, limited real-life skills, poor industry linkages, and low employability of SHS graduates. Many stakeholders, including teachers and employers, found that learners were not fully ready for either college or work after SHS. This prompted the Department of Education to rework the curriculum to make it more relevant, efficient, and aligned with 21st century demands. 2. What are the two main tracks under the strengthened SHS curriculum? The revised SHS program simplifies the original 4 tracks into 2, academic track and technical professional track. This shift is based on global models and simplifies learner pathways while still allowing for flexibility and specialization. The academic track focuses on college preparation, while the tech professional track equips learners for jobs, entrepreneurship, or further vocational training. 3. What happened to the arts and sports tracks? Arts and sports are now integrated as elective clusters within the academic track instead of being standalone tracks. Learners can still take subjects related to arts and sports, such as creative writing, dance, or sports coaching, but now they do so through elective choices, giving them more freedom to mix and match based on their career goals. 4. How many course subjects will SHS students take? From the previous 15 course subjects, the revised SHS curriculum now includes only 5 core subjects: effective communication, English and Filipino, general mathematics, general science, life and career skills, pag-araling kasaysayan at Lipunang Filipino. This reduction allows deeper engagement with content and more time for skills development. 5. Can students take subjects from another track? Yes, through the doorway option. A learner from one track, e.g. academic, can take 1 to 2 elective subjects from the other track, e.g. technical professional. This supports exploration, flexibility, and learner interest. For example, a student preparing for college might still learn welding or food processing, while a Tech Pro learner can study basic accounting or entrepreneurship. 6. Why are work immersion hours being increased? The immersion hours have increased from a minimum of 80 hours to at least 320 hours, and in some cases up to 640 hours. This is to ensure that learners get hands-on, practical experience aligned with their track. It helps bridge the gap between school and real-world industry settings, making students job-ready. 7. Are electives still required in the new SHS? Yes, electives are a core component of the new SHS. For academic learners, at least 9 elective subjects, 960 hours, are required. For Tech Pro learners, 2 electives totaling 640 hours, plus immersion, are needed. These electives are chosen based on the student's interests and future goals. 8. Will learners be better prepared for college or work? Yes, the revised curriculum is based on outcomes, real-life skills, and international benchmarks. It prepares students with essential academic and technical competencies and builds transversal skills such as collaboration, digital literacy, and problem solving, all of which are critical for success in higher education and the workplace. 9. Can schools choose which electives to offer? Yes. Electives offered by each school depend on their facilities, faculty, industry partnerships, and learner demand. Schools are encouraged to align electives with community needs and employment trends, ensuring practical relevance. 10. How is learner choice enhanced in this new curriculum? Instead of forcing students into rigid strands, the new SHS uses clusters of electives that allow flexibility. Students can pick subjects from themes such as business, STEM, arts, or health based on their goals. They can also explore new areas through the doorway option. 11. What are transversal or 21st century skills? These include skills like critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, digital fluency, and ethics. They are now embedded across all core and elective subjects, making learning more holistic and future-proof. 12. What is field experience? Field experience is offered mainly to academic track learners as a form of real-world exposure. Examples include research internships, shadowing professionals, business simulations, or arts apprenticeships. These help develop professionalism and transferable workplace skills. 13. Will the revised curriculum make SHS graduates more employable? Yes, the reforms are industry-informed. With increased immersion hours, streamlined competencies, and test-aligned certifications, SHS graduates will be more job-ready and credible to employers, especially in priority sectors like IT, BPM, tourism, agriculture, and construction. 14. Is the SHS curriculum aligned with TESTA and the Philippine Qualifications Framework, PQF? Yes, Tech Pro electives are aligned with TESTA's certification standards, NC2 and NC3, and mapped to the PQF, ensuring that learners can use their credentials for work or credit in further education. 15. What role does TESTA play in SHS implementation? TESTA works with DepEd to validate the Tech Pro elective content, assess student performance through national competency tests, and ensure the relevance of training programs for in-demand jobs. 16. Will this curriculum help SHS learners qualify for global employment? Yes. By focusing on transferable skills, industry relevance, and global standards, the curriculum positions learners to compete internationally, especially in BPOs, health services, creative industries, and technical fields. 17. How are learners assessed under the new curriculum? Assessments include formative and summative classroom tests, performance tasks, and national assessments like the Grade 12 and AT. These are designed to measure mastery of both academic and practical competencies. 18. How will DepEd ensure this curriculum is effective? DepEd will conduct system assessments, curriculum reviews, and monitoring based on learner outcomes, stakeholder feedback, and alignment with national goals such as the Basic Education Development Plan 2030. 19. Will teachers be trained for this new curriculum? Yes. Teachers will receive professional development and capacity building on the updated content, teaching methods, and use of assessment tools aligned with the new instructional design framework. 20. Can a junior high school graduate skip senior high school and proceed to college? No. Under Republic Act 10533 or the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, senior high school is required before entering college. SHS ensures that learners have the academic and life skills to succeed in tertiary education. The Department of Education remains steadfast in its commitment to providing quality basic education to all Filipino learners. In line with this, Department Order No. 012, Series of 2025, titled Multi-Year Implementing Guidelines on the School Calendar and Activities, has been issued to ensure a well-structured and effective academic journey for school year 2025 to 2026. This order outlines the essential dates, activities, and guidelines that will govern the academic year, ensuring that all stakeholders are well-informed and prepared. The implementation of this order is crucial in aligning the school calendar with national policies and ensuring that the educational system operates efficiently. By providing a clear framework for the academic year, the department aims to enhance the learning experience of students and support the professional development of educators. The guidelines set forth in this order are designed to promote consistency, accountability, and excellence in the delivery of basic education services. DepEd Order No. 012-S, 2025, serves as a comprehensive guide for all public elementary and secondary schools, as well as community learning centers, CLCs, under the Alternative Learning System, ALS. It provides detailed information on the start and end dates of the school year, the number of class days, and the scheduling of various academic and co-curricular activities. This ensures that all educational institutions operate within a standardized framework, promoting equity and quality across the system. The order also emphasizes the importance of stakeholder engagement and collaboration in the successful implementation of the school calendar. It encourages the active participation of parents, teachers, school administrators, and community members in supporting the educational process. By fostering a collaborative environment, DepEd aims to create a more responsive and inclusive educational system that meets the diverse needs of learners. The school year 2025 to 2026 is scheduled to commence on Monday, June 16, 2025, and conclude on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. This period encompasses 197 class days, inclusive of end-of-school year rights. In alignment with Republic Act No. 7797, as amended by RA 11480, the school year shall not exceed 220 class days and must start between the first Monday of June and the last day of August. Key preparatory activities include Brigada Eskwela, scheduled from June 9th to 13th, 2025, focusing on school maintenance and readiness. The enrollment period also falls within these dates, facilitating smooth student registration. Mandatory health assessments are to be conducted during Brigada Eskwela up to 3 weeks after class opening to ensure learner well-being. The academic year is structured into 4 quarters, each culminating in periodical examinations. First quarter exams, August 20th and 22, 2025. Second quarter exams, October 23rd and 24, 2025. Third quarter exams, January 22nd and 23, 2026. Fourth quarter exams, March 19th and 20, 2026. Parent-teacher conferences are scheduled after each quarter to discuss learner progress, except for the final quarter, which may be scheduled on a weekday. Scheduled breaks in development activities include a mid-year break from October 27th to 31st, 2025, allowing for rest and teacher development. The holiday break spans from December 20th, 2025 to January 4th, 2026, celebrating the festive season, with classes resuming on January 5th, 2026. The end-of-school year rights are set for March 30th to 31st, 2026, marking the culmination of the academic year. To foster holistic development, the following activities are integrated. Learner government elections, conducted after the third quarter exams to promote leadership skills. Co-curricular programs, aligned with national holidays and celebrations, enriching the learning experience. Academic recovery and accessible learning, ARL, program, implemented during and after the school year to support learners needing additional assistance. Professional development for teachers is prioritized through scheduled in-service training. The total number of school days for SY 2025 to 2026 is 197 face-to-face class days, as explicitly stated in the DepEd order. This count includes instructional days and days allocated for school activities and assessments. It falls well within the statutory maximum of 220 school days, as mandated by Republic Act No. 7797, as amended by RA 11480, which allows flexibility while ensuring that a sufficient number of contact days is maintained to meet learning competencies and curriculum standards. The school year officially begins on June 16, 2025, Monday, and ends on March 31, 2026, Tuesday. Within this time frame, DepEd has scheduled 2 major breaks: a mid-year break from October 27th to 31st, 2025, and a holiday break from December 20th, 2025 to January 4th, 2026. These 2 significant breaks, lasting 5 days and 16 days respectively, are designed to allow students and teachers to rest, recalibrate, and prepare for the succeeding quarters. In terms of national and special holidays observed throughout the school year, the order integrates at least 10 regular holidays and 5 special non-working days, which include dates such as June 12th, Independence Day, August 25th, National Heroes Day, and November 30th, Bonifacio Day, among others. These holidays are accounted for in the calendar, ensuring that no major academic milestones or examinations coincide with them. The integration of holidays fosters civic awareness and encourages school-based commemorations. To enhance teacher capacity and sustain professional growth, the DepEd calendar incorporates in-service training, inset days. While the exact number of inset days is determined at the school level and based on regional directives, these are often scheduled during breaks or after major academic periods to ensure that they do not disrupt instructional time. Most notably, inset may occur immediately after the first or third quarter, often during the mid-year break or other dedicated non-class days. Assessments and evaluations are strategically placed across the school calendar. Periodical examinations are conducted at the end of each quarter: August 20th and 22, first quarter; October 23rd and 24, second quarter; January 22nd and 23, third quarter; and March 19th and 20, fourth quarter. These assessments are complemented by national assessments, such as the National Career Assessment Examination, NCE, and the Early Language Literacy and Numeracy Assessment, ELLNA. The order provides room for diagnostic, formative, and summative assessments to support learner development and school-level interventions. Academic prioritization is evident in how the calendar ensures that each quarter is evenly distributed, allowing teachers and learners sufficient time for curriculum coverage, reinforcement, and remediation. The ARL, Academic Recovery and Accessible Learning, program is integrated across the school year and after its conclusion. This proactive approach reflects DEEP's sustained commitment to bridging learning gaps caused by prior disruptions in education delivery. Brigada Escuela, scheduled from June 9th to 13th, 2025, serves as the community-driven foundation for school readiness. Schools use this period not only for physical cleanup and repair, but also for advocacy campaigns, stakeholder engagement, and the early identification of learner needs. This initiative, in tandem with enrollment and health assessments, ensures that the learning environment is safe, inclusive, and ready for the start of classes. Parental involvement is reinforced through scheduled parent-teacher conferences, PTCs, following each quarter's end. These conferences are essential in tracking student performance, identifying behavioral or academic concerns early, and fostering homeschool collaboration. The only exception is the last quarter's PTC, which may be held on a weekday that does not interfere with end-of-year activities. In terms of school governance and learner empowerment, the school calendar integrates elections for the Supreme Pupil Government, SPG, and Supreme Student Government, SSG, after the third quarter. This is intended to This session will comprehensively cover Department Order Number 007, Series of 2024, which pertains to the revised School-Based Management, or SBM system. This order is the latest policy directive from the Department of Education, aiming to strengthen school governance and improve education outcomes through decentralization and stakeholder engagement. This presentation will walk you through the Department Order verbatim, explaining every section, term, principle, and guideline to help school heads and education managers fully understand the framework and prepare for implementation and assessments. The revised SBM system was conceptualized to update the 2012 SBM framework as stated in Department Order Number 83, Series of 2012, to better align with current educational goals under the MATATAG agenda. The MATATAG agenda emphasizes quality, equitable, and inclusive education for all Filipino learners. This update responds to various challenges and gaps identified during the implementation of the previous framework, particularly in the areas of governance, accountability, and resource management at the school level. SBM as a governance strategy aims to empower schools with autonomy to make decisions, manage resources, and actively involve stakeholders including teachers, parents, learners, and community partners in the school's development. Policy objectives. Department Order Number 007, Series 2024 aims to 1. Institutionalize the practice of SBM in all public elementary and secondary schools. 2. Strengthen school leadership and governance capacities to enhance school performance. 3. Enhance transparency and accountability in the use of school resources. 4. Promote collaboration among all education stakeholders for continuous school improvement. 5. Establish a digital platform called the Electronic SBM, ESBM, tool to streamline monitoring and evaluation. 6. Ensure alignment of SBM practices with national standards, including integration with the School Improvement Plan, SIP, and the Results-Based Performance Management System, RPMS. Scope and coverage. This order covers all public schools across all regions, divisions, districts, and schools nationwide. All school heads and school governing councils must comply with this policy and implement the SBM system accordingly. Definition of terms. To clarify key terms used in this order, school-based management, SBM, is defined as a strategy of decentralization where schools are given authority and responsibility to manage resources and make decisions to improve learning outcomes. School Report Card, SRC, is a tool that presents school performance data, including learning outcomes, governance, and stakeholder satisfaction, to be shared publicly and with governing councils. Electronic SBM Tool, ESBM Tool, is an online platform designed to facilitate the self-assessment, monitoring, and validation of SBM implementation at the school level. Levels of SBM practice refer to the stages of SBM institutionalization in a school, Level 1 being developing and Level 4 being sustained best practice. The SBM Framework. The SBM Framework is composed of 4 key principles. 1. Leadership and governance. This principle emphasizes the role of the school head and school governing council in providing visionary leadership, setting clear goals, and fostering an enabling environment. 2. Curriculum and learning. This dimension ensures that teaching and learning processes are inclusive, relevant, and contextualized to meet the needs of learners. 3. Accountability and continuous improvement. This principle mandates regular monitoring, evaluation, and feedback mechanisms to sustain school development and improve outcomes. 4. Management of resources. This ensures efficient and transparent management of human, financial, and material resources through participatory processes. Each principle has subcomponents called strands with specific indicators that schools use to measure their performance. Levels of SBM practice. SBM implementation is categorized into 4 levels. Level 1, developing. Schools begin to implement SBM processes with minimal stakeholder involvement and limited systems. Level 2, maturing. Schools have systems in place but require strengthening, with moderate stakeholder engagement. Level 3, advanced. SBM processes are fully implemented and stakeholders actively participate. Level 4, sustained. SBM is institutionalized, with innovation and continuous school improvement embedded in the culture. The levels of SBM practice represent the stages of maturity in implementing the SBM system in a school. These levels help schools understand where they currently stand and what steps are needed to advance to the next stage, ultimately reaching a fully institutionalized and effective SBM culture. The SBM system is structured into 4 progressive levels: Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, and Level 4. Each level corresponds to specific characteristics in governance, stakeholder involvement, resource management, and school improvement processes. Level 1, Developing. Definition. This is the initial stage where the school begins to adopt SBM practices. The school head and the school governing council, SGC, start engaging stakeholders but still have limited experience and systems in place. SBM processes are emerging but not yet fully established or consistently practiced. Key characteristics. SBM concepts are introduced and understood at a basic level. The school begins stakeholder consultations, but involvement is limited. There are initial attempts at planning and managing resources collaboratively. Data collection and use are minimal. Monitoring and evaluation are informal. School Report Card, SRC, may exist but is incomplete or irregularly updated. The electronic SBM, ESBM, tool might be newly introduced or underutilized. Examples: the school head convenes the SGC, but meetings are irregular. School improvement plans are drafted but lack input from many stakeholders. Resource allocation decisions are mainly top-down. Monitoring of programs or projects is informal and undocumented. Goals at this level: build awareness of SBM among staff, parents, and community. Start organizing regular meetings with stakeholders. Develop basic planning documents aligned with SBM principles. Begin using tools like SRC and ESBM with support from the division. Level 2, Maturing. Definition. At this level, SBM processes are more established and consistent. Schools actively engage stakeholders and begin to institutionalize participatory decision-making and transparent resource management. Systems for planning, monitoring, and reporting are developing but still require strengthening. Key characteristics. Stakeholder involvement is more regular and meaningful. The SGC functions more effectively with scheduled meetings and clear agendas. School improvement plans are developed collaboratively with evidence-based inputs. Monitoring and evaluation systems are in place, but may lack full coverage or rigor. The SRC is updated regularly and used for reflection. Use of the electronic SBM tool is more consistent, with periodic data uploads. Examples: the SGC reviews and approves annual school improvement plans. School leaders facilitate training and capacity-building activities for staff and stakeholders. Resources are allocated based on needs assessment and plans. School monitoring includes some documented evaluation reports. Feedback mechanisms from stakeholders are established but could be expanded. Goals at this level: strengthen stakeholder roles and accountability. Enhance data-driven planning and decision-making. Institutionalize regular monitoring and feedback. Optimize the use of the ESBM tool for self-assessment and reporting. Level 3, Advanced. Definition. Schools at this level have fully implemented SBM. There is a high level of stakeholder participation, strong leadership, and efficient management of resources. SBM is embedded in the culture and systems of the school. Key characteristics. SGC and other stakeholders actively participate in governance and decision-making. School plans are evidence-based, result-oriented, and responsive to learner needs. Monitoring, evaluation, and feedback systems are systematic and documented. SRC data is comprehensive and publicly shared. The ESBM tool is fully utilized for ongoing self-assessment, reporting, and validation. Continuous capacity building and innovation in governance are evident. Examples: the school head demonstrates transformational leadership, inspiring teamwork and shared vision. Stakeholders collaborate in identifying problems and co-creating solutions. Financial, human, and material resources are managed transparently with participatory budgeting. School improvement efforts show measurable results in learner performance. There are clear systems for tracking progress and adjusting plans based on data. Goals at this level: sustain high-level stakeholder engagement and governance. Promote a culture of continuous improvement and innovation. Use data proactively for school-wide decision-making. Prepare for external validation and accreditation of SBM practices. Level 4. Sustained best practice. Definition. This is the highest level of SBM institutionalization, where schools demonstrate exemplary governance and leadership practices. SBM is fully integrated into all aspects of the school's operations and culture. The school serves as a model and resource for other schools. Key characteristics. SBM practices are deeply ingrained and continuously innovated. The SGC and school community consistently demonstrate ownership and shared responsibility. School performance indicators reflect sustained improvement and excellence. SRC is a comprehensive accountability and communication tool regularly updated and widely shared. The ESBM tool supports real-time data-driven governance and strategic planning. The school actively mentors other schools in SBM implementation. Examples: the school receives formal recognition for SBM excellence. There is a culture of empowerment, transparency, and stakeholder trust. Continuous professional development and leadership growth are institutionalized. The school pioneers innovations in governance and resource management. Results-based management is fully practiced with strong evidence. Goals at this level: maintain and share exemplary SBM practices. Serve as a regional or division resource and training hub. Engage in research and policy advocacy on school governance. Foster a resilient and future-ready learning community. Electronic SBM tool. The ESBM tool is a web-based application designed to digitize the SBM assessment process. It allows schools to upload means of verification, MOVs, online, perform self-assessments using the SBM framework, generate scorecards and reports automatically, facilitate easier monitoring and validation by division and regional offices. The tool promotes transparency and efficiency, reducing manual errors and improving data-driven decision-making. School Report Card (SRC). The SRC is a public document summarizing a school's performance based on key indicators. It includes learning outcomes, governance performance, stakeholder satisfaction and engagement, resource management. The SRC supports evidence-based planning and is updated regularly and shared with stakeholders to promote accountability. This concludes the comprehensive overview of Department Order Number 007S. 2024 on the revised school-based management system. Understanding and implementing these provisions is vital for school heads to lead their schools effectively towards improved education quality and stakeholder participation. BBM program. From crisis to commitment, building a nation of readers. Good day to all. A silent crisis has gripped our nation. Nearly 9 out of 10 Filipino children aged 10 cannot read and understand a simple passage. This is not just a challenge for schools. This is a national emergency that affects families, communities, and the future of the country. In response, the Department of Education launched a powerful initiative, the Bawat Bata Makababasa (BBM) program, starting with its pilot implementation on May 8, 2024 in Region 9, and now scaling to more regions under the ARROW program umbrella. The BBM program is anchored on one powerful belief: every child can and must learn to read. What makes this campaign extraordinary is its community-driven approach. It is not just DepEd that teaches, it is the whole nation. Teachers and volunteer tutors lead targeted 20-day reading sessions. Parents commit to learning at home. Barangay leaders ensure attendance. Medical professionals conduct vision screenings to remove physical barriers to reading. Private sector partners support with resources and logistics. In just a few days of implementation, inspiring stories have emerged. Children who could not recognize a single word now read Mama and Mesa with pride. These milestones, while small to some, are monumental to children who are finally discovering the power of words. This program is a call to action. We cannot afford to stand by. We need everyone's involvement, from households to halls of leadership. Let's make sure that reading becomes a right fulfilled, not a privilege denied. Because when we teach a child to read, we unlock their potential to dream, to create, and to transform their lives and communities. 1. What is the BBM program? The Bulwat Bata Makababasa program is a national reading intervention of the Department of Education that aims to ensure all Filipino learners, especially in early grades, learn to read and understand texts appropriate to their grade level. It is grounded in the principle that reading is a foundational skill for lifelong learning. 2. Why was the BBM program created? It was developed in response to alarming data showing that a significant number of Filipino children are unable to read and comprehend simple texts. The World Bank reported that almost 9 in 10 Filipino children aged 10 are affected. BBM seeks to reverse this trend through community-based, targeted reading interventions. 3. Who can join and help with the BBM program? The program encourages participation from teachers, retired educators, youth volunteers, barangay officials, medical practitioners, private individuals, and parents. It is a whole-of-community movement that values everyone's contribution to improve literacy. 4. How does the 20-day reading tutorial work? Tutors are trained to deliver focused reading activities daily for 20 days. Sessions involve phonemic awareness, letter-sound correspondence, word recognition, and comprehension strategies. Each learner is monitored for progress through simple, effective tools. 5. What kind of training do tutors receive? Tutors undergo capacity-building sessions where they learn literacy strategies based on research, contextualized instruction methods, and techniques that consider learners' emotional and cultural needs. These trainings ensure quality facilitation even by non-formal educators. 6. How does BBM ensure learners with vision problems can read? The program partners with medical professionals and private donors to conduct vision screenings and distribute eyeglasses to children in need. This guarantees that visual impairments do not hinder learning. 7. Is BBM only for struggling readers? While the program prioritizes non-readers and struggling readers in grades 1 to 3, it can be adapted to support all learners. BBM also reinforces reading habits among developing readers to help them gain fluency and confidence. 8. How is progress measured in the BBM program? Learners are assessed before, during, and after the intervention using simple diagnostic tools. These include letter recognition, decoding words, reading fluency, and basic comprehension tasks. Results guide the support each learner needs. 9. What makes BBM different from other reading programs? Unlike previous one-size-fits-all approaches, BBM is localized, inclusive, and community-led. It combines evidence-based reading instruction with volunteerism, family involvement, and strong LGU partnerships, making literacy a shared goal. 10. How can we bring BBM to our school or barangay? Coordinate with your school head or local DepEd office. Propose to organize volunteer training, identify learners in need, and mobilize community resources. BBM thrives when local solutions meet national priorities, and that starts with you. 11. Is the BBM program offered to all schools across the nation? Not yet. As of now, the BBM program is in its pilot phase, launched during the 2024 summer remedial reading period. It is being implemented in selected schools and regions only. However, the Department of Education plans to scale it up gradually across the country as part of the ARRL program and the broader National Learning Recovery Program, NLRP. Nationwide implementation will follow after evaluations of the pilot's effectiveness. 12. Who are the pilot schools or regions involved in the BBM launch? The BBM program was initially piloted in Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula, starting May 8, 2024. The rollout included nearly 7,000 public school teachers, volunteers, and local leaders who conducted the 20-day reading tutorial in selected elementary schools. These pilot schools are being closely monitored to generate insights and models for future implementation in other regions. The Bawat Bata Makababasa program is more than a reading campaign. It is a promise that no child will be left behind because they cannot read. It is a movement that mobilizes an entire nation around one cause, building a future where literacy is a birthright. The Bawat Bata Makababasa (BBM) program was conceptualized in response to a growing national concern: the Philippines' declining literacy rates, especially among early grade learners. Alarm bells rang loud in 2019 when international assessments such as PISA and SCAPLM revealed that a significant percentage of Filipino children lacked basic reading comprehension skills. These findings pushed education stakeholders into action and eventually inspired the launch of targeted interventions focused on foundational literacy. BBM did not emerge in isolation. It is rooted in the Department of Education's ARRL program, Academic Recovery and Accessible Learning, which aims to address learning losses caused by the pandemic and systemic gaps in foundational skills. The BBM program takes these priorities further by focusing on structured reading remediation, community participation, and early grade interventions. It builds upon lessons learned from previous initiatives such as Every Child a Reader program, ECARP, and integrates insights from learning recovery efforts and catch-up plans. Though currently in its pilot phase, BBM is envisioned to become a cornerstone program of the Department of Education's National Learning Recovery Plan. With comprehensive evaluation mechanisms and scalable frameworks in place, BBM is expected to expand gradually to other regions. It marks the beginning of a transformative chapter in Philippine education, one where reading is a right, not a privilege, and where the collective resolve of communities becomes the driving force behind every child's ability to read and succeed. To our teachers, families, partners, and leaders, your action today can change a child's tomorrow. Let us be the generation that turned the page. Let us be the voice that read the first word. Let us build a nation of readers. Let's go for 2025 Brigada Eskwela campaign. This is a formal advocacy message to promote and clarify the conduct of the 2025 Brigada Eskwela program, as stated in Department of Education Memorandum No. 042, Series of 2025, issued on May 9, 2025. This advocacy is meant to guide every school across the nation in ensuring readiness for the upcoming school year. All information shared in this message is taken verbatim from the official memorandum of the Department of Education and explained in simple terms for everyone's understanding. Consistent with Department of Education Order No. 012, Series 2025, Multi-Year Implementing Guidelines on the School Calendar and Activities, the Department of Education will conduct the 2025 Brigada Eskwela program from June 9th to 13th, 2025, as part of its annual initiative to ensure schools are safe, resilient, and well-equipped for the opening of classes on June 16th, 2025. Brigada Eskwela is a 5-day activity that upholds the spirit of Bayanihan, encouraging community collaboration to prepare schools for the upcoming school year. With literacy as a key priority of the department, this year's theme, Brigada Eskwela, Sama-sama para Ese, Bayang Bumabasa, highlights a nationwide effort and volunteerism on literacy development. The program also serves various purposes like the usual preparing and improving the school facilities and environment, supporting the physical and mental well-being of learners, addressing the needs of engaging parents and stakeholders, and ensuring the accuracy of educational data through a nationwide inventory validation. This year's Brigada Eskwela shall focus on the following. A. Ensuring that all schools are well prepared for the new school year by providing a clean, safe, and conducive learning environment for both learners and teachers. B. Encouraging active participation of stakeholders in supporting learners' reading skills development and ensuring that reading resources are available at the schools. C. Organizing cleanup activities and performing minor to medium repairs and maintenance work in classrooms and school grounds. D. promoting volunteerism and community involvement in enhancing school facilities and resources. B. Creating a master list of learners along with a schedule for health assessments. Example, nutritional assessment and vision and hearing screening, and assisting the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation in the enrollment of learners to the National Health Insurance Program. F. Engaging stakeholders in mobilizing data-driven partnerships with the community to help address the needs of schools. And G. Validating essential resource data against existing records of the department and engaging the community in establishing inventory data. To officially commence the Brigada Eskwela period, a nationwide Brigada Eskwela kickoff will take place on Monday, June 9th, 2025. The central office will hold its kickoff with Region V, while other regions shall organize their respective kickoff activities. The event will be streamed live on the official Department of Education Philippines Facebook page. The guidelines on the implementation of Brigada Eskwela and National Inventory Day for school year 2025 to 2026 are provided as enclosures number 1 and 2. The department's policy and planning service under the strategic management strand shall take the lead in the execution of the NID. The guidelines for the learner's health assessment, to be undertaken by the School Health Division under the operations strand, shall be issued through a separate policy. To better understand the memorandum, here are the frequently asked questions related to the implementation of the 2025 Brigada Eskwela. 1. What is Brigada Eskwela? Brigada Eskwela is a 5-day activity that upholds the spirit of Bayanihan, encouraging community collaboration to prepare schools for the upcoming school year. Brigada Eskwela is a nationwide school maintenance and volunteer program where parents, teachers, students, community members, and stakeholders come together to help prepare schools for the new school year. It includes cleaning, minor repairs, resource donations, and literacy programs. 2. When is Brigada Eskwela 2025 scheduled? The Department of Education will conduct the 2025 Brigada Eskwela program from June 9th to 13th, 2025. This means that all public elementary and secondary schools will begin the 5-day Brigada Eskwela activities on Monday, June 9th, and end on Friday, June 13th, 2025. These days will be used for cleaning, painting, repairing, organizing learning resources, and preparing reading materials. 3. When is the official start of classes for school year 2025 to 2026? To ensure schools are safe, resilient, and well-equipped for the opening of classes on June 16, 2025. Classes in public schools officially begin on Monday, June 16, 2025, 1 week after the Brigada Eskwela week. For what is this year's Brigada Eskwela theme? Brigada Eskwela, Sama-sama para sa Bayang Bumabasa. The theme focuses on working together as a community to help children become better readers. Literacy or reading is the top priority for this year's program. 5. What are the major activities during Brigada Eskwela? A. Ensuring that all schools are well prepared. B. Encouraging stakeholder support for reading development. C. Organizing cleanup activities. D. Promoting volunteerism. E. Creating a master list of learners and scheduling health assessments. F. Engaging stakeholders in partnerships. G. Validating essential resource data. Cleaning classrooms and school grounds. Fixing broken furniture, lights, or walls. Creating reading corners or mini libraries. Health checkups like nutrition and eye screening. Listing all enrolled learners and helping PhilHealth enroll them in health insurance. Updating and checking school inventory of materials. Organizing reading sessions and partnerships with LGUs or NGOs. 6. What happens on June 9th, 2025, Kickoff Day? A nationwide Brigada Eskwela kickoff will take place on Monday, June 9th, 2025. The central office will hold its kickoff with Region V. On June 9th, 2025, all schools nationwide will launch Brigada Eskwela. The main launch will be in Region V, Baikal, but other regions and schools will have their own local kickoffs on the same day. This will also be live streamed on DEEP's official Facebook page. 7. Are learners required to participate? Learners are not required to participate, but they are encouraged to join appropriate activities such as cleanup drives and reading events, especially if organized by their teachers or parent-teacher associations. 8. Will there be health services for learners during Brigada Eskwela? creating a master list of learners, and assisting the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation in the enrollment of learners. Schools will prepare a list of all learners and schedule health checkups, including nutritional assessments, vision, and hearing screenings. They will also help enroll children in PhilHealth's National Health Insurance Program. 9. What is the role of parents and stakeholders during Brigada Eskwela? Parents can help by donating cleaning materials, e.g., broom, mop, paint, trash bins, joining cleanup drives, helping repair chairs, tables, and classrooms, supporting literacy activities like storytelling or book donations, promoting health and wellness activities, volunteering as reading tutors or health advocates. 10. What are the submission deadlines related to Brigada Eskwela? Deadline for the submission of Brigada Eskwela resources generated in the DepEd Partnerships Database System. Schools, July 6, 2025. Schools must encode all donations and volunteer support they received into the DepEd Partnerships Database System, DPDS, by July 6, 2025. This includes donated materials, volunteer hours, services rendered, and other in-kind or financial assistance. 11. What should division offices submit and when? Submission of Brigada Eskwela Transmittal or Accomplishment Report by SDOs to ROs, July 15, 2025. All schools' division offices, SDOs, must submit a consolidated accomplishment report of all schools in their division to their regional office, RO, on or before July 15, 2025. 12. When are the appreciation and recognition ceremonies? Regional and Division Office Brigada Eskwela Appreciation and Recognition Ceremony, to be determined by respective ROs and SDOs. Each region or division will set their own date to recognize and award the best Brigada Eskwela implementers, such as schools with the most stakeholder support, best classroom preparation, or most improved school environment. 13. Who leads the inventory validation and data reporting? The department's Policy and Planning Service under the Strategic Management strand shall take the lead in the execution of the NID. The Policy and Planning Service will manage the National Inventory Day, NID, which ensures that all schools report accurate data about classrooms, facilities, learning materials, and other school resources. 14. Are separate guidelines issued for health programs? The guidelines for the learner's health assessment shall be issued through a separate policy. Yes, the specific details on medical screening and health assessment will be sent in a separate memorandum, so schools will wait for that instruction before starting medical-related tasks. 15. Is Brigada Eskwela required for all schools? Yes. All public elementary and secondary schools under DepEd must conduct Brigada Eskwela from June 9th to 13th, 2025. It is a mandatory activity in preparation for the opening of classes. Your support is vital in preparing our schools and helping our children succeed. Let us work together to create a safe, clean, and literacy-rich learning environment for our students. Join Brigada Eskwela from June 9th to 13th, 2025 and be part of the movement toward a better future. Thank you.